How's Jordan done through 2 days?
Jordan's been, the growth he's already shown in 2 practices, it's been encouraging. This past offseason, just the steps that he's taken with his mind, his body, as a leader, taking ownership of what we're doing, not just only on offense, but with the team as a whole. We've been able to see him take some pretty big steps. So just like everything else we preach in the program, it's about consistency. And how are you going to respond when it's going well, but how are you going to respond when you have a down day or whatever? So he was pretty solid today. So we'll see how consistent we can be from there.
Where has his game grown the most?
I think you start with the leadership standpoint. He's a kid that has been, he's always been athletic. He's always been explosive. He has those God-given abilities, right? And now he's working on those too. But as he's put in the work, he's built the confidence. It's given him the confidence to go out and lead others too. And that's where I think he's really grown. From the physical part, I'd say as a passer, you guys are out here seeing it too. You see him, he's a lot more settled in the pocket, going through progressions, not just taking off after the first or second look. He's operating, he's playing quarterback, and I'm really proud of him for that, and I look forward to seeing him keep getting better.
Is it just human nature that there be a difference in the guy when it's his job and there's not that battle back and forth going on? He's the guy.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some of that, but you're talking about a kid that's been through the ups and downs throughout his career, and just the way that he's responded time after time. So I'm impressed with what he's done so far, and we're going to keep moving forward with it.
Is the back shoulder fade a new aspect of his game? I know he can do it a little bit, but it seems like that's been consistent the last few days.
No, it's the repetition of it. Obviously, it's something. It's no big secret. We put it on film too, but the repetition and the consistency that he carries over from individual to group work into team settings, you're starting to see that show up more, and it's fun to watch.
How do you think that added weight will help Jordan?
Yeah, durability. The durability part of it probably honestly gives him a little bit more confidence to stand back there too, along with just his improvements from the mental side of things as a quarterback. That's the durability part of it, the longevity, and when you get to week 8, a lot of people's bodies start to break down. But he's done a great job, especially up to this point, just being consistent and being accountable to himself. Yeah, absolutely. You see guys yesterday, first practice out. Battling the elements a little bit, right? Guys get a little bit fatigued. You also have some of that nervous energy built up and everything too. So it's easy to not just lose focus at times and then have to regain that, but your body starts to feel that too. And then today, you saw some more consistent play from guys, and guys responded in the run game and the pass game. Guys willing to do the dirty work, so it's always great to see that.
Did you see a noticeable difference in AJ having those 15 practices and what it means for a freshman quarterback to be able to go through a spring before fall?
Absolutely. Him coming in through the spring, you go through the ups and downs still. He's still a freshman, right? But again, it's the consistency. It's that incremental growth day by day. Just keep getting better.
How have the other guys?
The downfield shot's not been there. I know it's early 2 days. Is that something you guys are really worried about as much right now?
Part of install too right now. We're 2 practices in, so right now, we've had the opportunity to get a lot of work with our guys in through our OTAs this past summer, and that's something that we'll build to.
Today was a good day for the wide receivers. How much confidence do you think it instills in Jordan having a deeper group there?
Just all around. You look at the wide receivers, the offensive line, even just the consistency from our running backs room. That those returners, that depth, the way that those guys have worked, it'll give any quarterback confidence. So I think it's fair to say that.
How do those guys in that room work together, and especially helping AJ along as a youngster?
The quarterback's room?
Yeah.
First off, you got a guy like Jordan that's been through a lot. Emotionally, on the field, he's obviously, he's been in college. He's been in college for a while now, so he can kind of help AJ along just in all aspects of what it's like to be a college quarterback, especially at this level. Each of them are at different points in their career, so they can all provide different perspective. You've got a guy like Tate that started some games for us too here, so he can share that experience and help AJ grow from that aspect too. But it's everything. I mean, it's all inclusive in our room too. It's the physical, it's the mental, it's the emotional. It's on the field, it's off the field.
What are those QB meetings like? Are you doing most of the talking? Is it the players you were talking to?
It's an open dialogue. I mean, I think it's important that at the end of the we teach, and we want these guys to understand the why, right? But I'm not the one back there taking the snap. So there's a lot of the, hey, what did you see? How'd you see this here? And right or wrong, whatever that is, that becomes a conversation. And I mean, that's not to say there's times where there's a wrong answer, right? But it's the open dialogue, and it also creates a level of comfort for those guys too. You know, can help them build confidence even when they make mistakes, even when they make good plays. Hey, we might have been able to do this instead to make it a little bit better. You know, so it's that constant improvement. But I'd say it's an open dialogue. It's not, hey, this is how we're doing it all the time. That's that.
What's it been like working under Alex Atkins,
Yeah.
and what's kind of your impressions of how he's been in that role as, first off season?
He's a phenomenal leader, has great respect from not only his peers, but obviously the players. He's a very real and truthful leader. And I think that's why you've seen the development you've seen in his offensive line room too. I mean, those guys play their tails off for him, and I mean, I'm really excited for him to be in the position that he's in right now.
Awesome. Thanks, Tony.